All I ask is that you don't bang the table. It might upset the CD. Good afternoon, everyone, and it's great to be back in Wareham on this scorching hot July 19th afternoon, first day of summer of shows of Wareham, 2022. Already had some great spring shows. Now we're going to have a great summer show. I have a returning guest, Shawn Burke. He's a martial arts expert and an actor, and I have his producer, it's a new guest, Mike Walker. He's a film director of a film called Dark Knight. We're going to look at a little clip of that about halfway through. But before we begin, I've got to read these great underwriters, and then we will commence per usual. So, we got Pal's Driving School in Middleborough, educating people to drive in Middleborough and vicinity, and taking new people from the remainder of July into August. We got Salon Giovanni in Marshfield. We got Genuine's Inspection in Middleborough. We got Tom Auto in Middleborough. We got Pacini's Pizza in Middleborough. They deliver. We got Maggie's Cuts in Kingston. We got New England Forescapes in Middleborough. We got Crazy Axes in Hanover. Crazy Axes Rec Center. We got Main Ingredient, Just Good Food in Middleborough. We got Good Old Dave's Automotive in Hanson on Route 58. We got the Gun Runner LLC in Middleborough, dedicated to your Second Amendment rights where customers are friends. We got Ocean Street Auto Repair and Service in Marshfield, and we got DNS Auto Works and Collision Specialists in Abington. And I want to thank you guys very much. And now officially, I will introduce Shawn Burke and Mike Walker. And guys, you came down from the states of New Hampshire and Maine, respectively, to do my show. I know you're been a fan of Topic Time for a long time. Shawn was a great guest at my Eastern location 3 years ago, where I just came from, and I did 2 shows today. And we get a lot of views for that show. We're going to get a lot for this show. So, gentlemen, thank you for coming and all the way down to this lovely gateway to the Cape Town of Wareham to do my show today.
Thanks for having us.
Okay. All right, Shawn, you initiated the show because you contacted me and trying, you told me about Mike and about all the project that he's working on. And it's so many people have done films on Batman. I mean, I've watched it in the 60s when I was a kid with my parents, and that was a while ago. That was 50 plus years ago. So it never seems like you can have too many Batman films. So obviously you guys felt the same way, and now you're creating another one, or you're in the process of it, or you have, and we'll talk about that. But well, Mike, you're the new guest today. Why don't we talk about you a little bit first, and then we'll go to Shawn, and you guys can interact and talk about what the project looks like. So tell me about you. You're a film director, are you?
Yep.
Okay.
I've been passionate about filmmaking since I was 13.
Okay.
I know I don't look it. I'm turning 35 at the end of the year.
No, you don't look it.
Yeah, curse of the baby face.
There you go. Okay.
Even on the way down, Shawn kept getting confused because in the clips that you'll see, I probably look pretty close more to Grizzly Adams than this
Shaven,
that you look
unshaven,
like now.
right?
Exactly.
Okay. I know the look. I've had it many times too.
But it's really been something that I've been passionate about since I was younger, and I had a company and then just had a pan out. And
What kind of company?
Non-profit independent film company.
Okay.
Back then it was called Broken Lens Films.
Okay.
We weren't really well known.
Is this up in New Hampshire or Maine?
Up in Maine, yeah.
Maine. You live in Maine, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And then had a falling out and haven't really done anything for a long time besides getting married, having 2 kids.
Okay. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
More than I've ever done, at least life-wise. But I mean, the show is what my baby. But that's fine.
Right.
Okay.
And about 2 years ago, well, more than 2, my grandfather was fighting prostate cancer.
Okay.
And we thought that it got caught, so he was cured. And then 9 years ago now, found out that it never left.
Okay.
So my grandfather fought prostate for about 8 years, and 2 years ago, he asked me to make him a promise.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, think in my head, the time's coming, so.
Yeah.
And he's like, I need you to promise me to never, ever give up filmmaking and don't let anybody stop you.
Okay.
A little over a year ago now, he passed away.
Sorry.
And,
Okay.
Thank you. And the day of his funeral, I turned that promise into a vow.
Okay.
And it's, a lot of projects here and there, and then just finally, I had his voice echoing in my head telling me, write what you know,
Okay.
which is something that he used to tell me when I was younger.
Just curious, was he into filmmaking himself, or did he want to ever be?
No, he was actually just a big part of my support system
I get you.
of
Okay.
that.
Yep.
So when anybody that knows me knows I know Batman. So
Right.
I'm like, all right, I'm gonna listen to you, trust you. The watch is actually his, so I brought it as a good luck charm.
I noticed that, yeah, when you do your little Facebook pictures on the way down, you had the pictures of the watch on
Yep.
over and over, and I figured I knew you were on your way here.
Oh yeah.
I figured the watch was to let you know how far you had to go before you got here.
Oh no, the watch is actually broken. I still have yet
so
to
it's
get
good
it
luck,
fixed.
good luck for you, just not for the maker of the watch.
Right.
Okay, I mean, I understand.
So, networking, or at least trying to network on social media, I, was reaching out, asking people if anybody would be interested in being a part of the project.
Okay,
And then either fate or my grandfather came into play, and Shawn messaged asking me, what roles were still available.
okay.
And I'm like, I told Shawn, and I was like, well, I'm also playing Batman himself, so I actually
You're playing Batman?
Yep.
Oh, you look like you could.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm like, I need to, even though it's for a film, I need to learn how to fight to make it look real. And Shawn was like, oh, well, I could be your fight choreographer.
Okay,
So that's how Shawn and I met.
okay. Well, all right, now let me ask you this. Now, you look like you're in very good shape. Do you work out? Do you do martial arts and all that stuff?
I actually never did.
Okay.
Ironically, my dad used to when I was younger.
Okay.
Or when he was younger.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
It's actually his dad that passed away.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
So I never learned anything until I met Shawn.
Okay, so
and,
Shawn sort of took you under his wing and taught you some of the moves.
Right.
Okay,
and then a friend of mine from high school was really into weightlifting and everything. And I
Okay.
reached out to him, and there's some clips of my friend Josh and I training.
okay, cool. All
Weight
right.
training. So meet up with Shawn every weekend because that's my only free time because of family and work
Right.
in the afternoon, and I go to the gym with my friend Josh in the morning. on
Okay, so
Saturdays.
all right, so now you're working out, doing
Yep.
weightlifting and stuff. Okay, yeah, I get that. I work out at home myself every day, and I'm glad at my age I'm still able to, but I feel pretty good. All right, well, so in the film though, Shawn, are you in it too?
I am.
All right, what do you play?
An
An evil guy?
no. I get to
kidding,
be a seasoned Gotham police officer.
Commissioner Gordon,
Like
maybe?
a senior. Well, it's kind of ambiguous as to who he is, but
All right,
it's
that's
just,
fine.
it's
Ambiguous
just
works.
just a senior police officer.
Okay, I understand. All right, so I mean, I pretty much knew all the characters myself watching it growing up. I mean, we all knew the Joker and the Penguin, the bad guys, the Riddler and the Catwoman. Obviously, she was always, she was a evil, but in a kind of a sensual way. Who do you have Who do you have as Catwoman now? Anyone I know, or anyone worthy of interviewing? I was like having beautiful women.
The
on it,
actress
yeah.
is Melanie Ricker.
I know the name. Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I actually a couple of my cast members you've had on your show before.
Who would they be? If you can.
Gary Hunger, if I'm pronouncing his last name correctly.
Who?
Gary Hunger.
Gary Hunger. Oh, you're talking Gary Hauger, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Hauger.
yeah, right. I was up in Maine doing a film myself because back in the old days of Topic Time, I would go on the road and I'd be in people's films in different locations and I'd do on-set interviews. So yeah, I interviewed him up there in 2013. Yeah, that was August 3rd of 2013. All right, who else? I remember.
Ronald. Do you remember what it was?
Levesque or something?
Cabra?
Robin Cabral.
Yeah, he told me to tell you he says
He's from down this area. He lives in Fall River.
Yep.
Okay, yep.
Actually, what's funny is I have Gary as the mayor.
Okay, of
And
Gotham.
and I
Okay.
have Ronald as the deputy mayor.
That's really, what's really amazing is that Ronald was going to run for mayor of Fall River a few years ago. He told me that.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't
I
know if
never
he-
knew that.
Yeah, well, now that the guy that was the mayor is doing six to 8 years for corruption, extortion, whatever crimes he committed, it looks like there could be a vacancy for Mr. Ronald Cabral to maybe fill at some point. Well, that's a show for another day.
Right.
But all right. Okay.
Bob, you had on your show yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, Bob.
I'm having him play a cameo of.
Bob LeBlanc.
Yeah.
Wow, no way, because I just came from Easton and we just edited that show.
Yeah, no, he. I posted yesterday that I was going to be on here, and he told me that he was on here yesterday, so I thought
Right.
that was kind of funny. Have him being an Arkham patient cameo.
Okay.
Um,
He was a great guest. I mean, we did it by Zoom, but it was awesome anyway.
yeah.
Okay, we're going everywhere with Zoom now. It's incredible.
Yep.
Okay.
There's just so many, but you know,
Yeah, okay.
they're really a great bunch.
Okay, I'm
to
sure- I
have,
know they are.
And you know, just the fact that they're willing to help me out as it being a passion project and not a paying gig.
Tell me about how far you're along with it now. I mean, obviously we're having a clip we're going to be looking at a little
Yep.
while. So tell me about whereabouts you're at this point.
Yeah, the script is still a work in progress.
Okay.
We do plan on filming a teaser trailer next spring.
Okay.
To get the for Indiegogo, GoFundMe, to get the crowdfunding going. In any little tribute can help out.
Okay.
My whole thing when I first was starting to ask around, and like especially with Shawn because of his scheduling, I'm like, unfortunately, the filming won't start until 2024, just because we're
2024. Okay, because you just mentioned next spring. That's
Right.
2023.
That's just for the teaser trailer.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Um,
Okay.
But because of everything that needs to go into it, and then family wants to go to Disney yet again.
Okay.
So
Of course.
yeah, I mean, it's probably the third, fourth time my just my wife and our two boys, and obviously myself going. But I've gone. That will probably be like my seventh trip. To Disney
Florida or
World.
California? Which one?
Florida.
Florida. Okay. Yeah, I've never been to either of them. All right. Well, just curious now, Shawn. Tell me about what have you been doing? Have you been doing any other projects in addition? What are you working on with Joe at this point, if anything, and whatever else have you?
The last one I did, let me think. I did some stuff for Joe. Yeah, training his actresses for that spy one. The spy one you were talking
You were in
about.
Rhode Island, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
you were in that, right?
No, I was not. I just did some training with the
Okay.
actresses. Now his project is the next one I'm working on. He's got a lot of training to do.
Okay.
A lot of stuff, along with the other actors.
Okay.
Gonna have to have some training too, so it's gonna be a big project.
Oh, great. Okay. And where are they filming that? Mostly Connecticut, Rhode Island.
He's scouting. I don't know where filming's gonna be.
Right now, Portland, Maine,
Okay.
and we were thinking possibly Boston. Another.
Well, you need
possible-
you're looking for city scenes, right? Outdoor
Right.
stuff. Okay.
Just as stand-ins for my version of Gotham City. Another one that we were thinking of was like Manchester, New Hampshire. But
Okay. Right. Okay, but now it has to be. You obviously do a lot of traveling to do this stuff. I mean, what part of Maine? You live in Portland, up that way?
Portland is probably about half an hour away or an hour from where I live.
Are you north of it?
Nope, south.
South. Okay, you're around the Kittery area then.
Yep.
Okay, so you're on the state line basically. So that's not too much traveling. It's like I was thinking you might have been way up there.
No.
Like around Ellsworth or something.
No, but like my actors and actresses, they're coming from all over. Like I have two gentlemen willing to come up from Florida,
Wow, that's great.
and then one from Michigan, a couple of Lokies, even up a little further up in Maine
Okay.
than from where I live. But it's just without them or the support from my friends and my family members, like none of it would be possible.
And how did you get these people? You on social media? Did you
Yeah.
just reach out to them? Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
on social media, just reached out, asked if anybody would be interested. I mean, I've had a couple of people had to turn it down because it was going to be non-paying instead of
Yeah.
paying, and then I'm just like,
You
well,
provide food, don't you? At least.
provide food,
Yeah.
gas money.
Right. Because that's a
we-
long way to come.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay,
So-
well, are you ever, I mean, it sounds awesome and everything, but what about, are you turning this, eventually you're gonna turn this venture into something, it's a moneymaker at some point?
At some point.
Yeah,
Definitely
okay.
at some point. It's just trying to learn the procedures of it while also at the same token just not trying to forget who I am.
Exactly.
Because some people, it goes straight to their head and it's like you're not the same person that they were when they first started out.
Well, how do you get people to audition for you? Do they do it by Zoom? Is that it?
They can do it by Zoom. They want to go through doing it as a voice clip because they're like kind of nervous.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Then that's fine. If you want to do it in person, that's fine with me as well.
Well, how are these people that came from Florida? Did they do it by Zoom, or did they come all the way up to do it? I mean, let's say if they came up and did an audition, but then you said they're not really what you're looking for. That could, I mean, that does happen. A lot of people I've auditioned for plenty of stuff that I've been rejected for.
Right. No, that part of the process, I'd just ask them either through Zoom or a voice clip, something so I can hear your voice so I know if you're going to be a right fit. I mean, because you could have the look, but then your voice could sound like Mickey Mouse.
Okay, right, exactly. But at least if you can do it by Zoom, you can figure out whether or not they're good to go.
Right.
Okay. All right, well, that's wonderful. So currently, are the scenes being filmed anywhere at all yet, or not?
No, not yet. We just recently started videotaping or recording ourselves during these training sessions.
Okay.
So we can understand, or even there might be something that Shawn missed in person.
Okay.
But he caught it on the video.
Okay, well, guess what? We're halfway through the show. We're going to watch a little clip of your stuff about all the Dark Knight, and then we'll talk about it when we get back. So without further ado, we'll keep watching, and we'll be right back.
Wow. Very good. Good work on that. Nice. Very nice. Good. You're like... Yeah. Impressed. Good job. Oh, yeah. Nice job.
Oh, that was great. What did we just watch? Tell me about it.
So that was Shawn, myself, and another actor by the name of Barry Ace, who's playing our mutant leader.
I know who he is, yeah. Wrestler.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Just practicing our jabs, and as you could tell in the video, Shawn was really impressed with how I was doing my, throwing my jabs.
Right.
Because it was weeks since the last time we trained, just because day-to-day life getting into fear.
Right.
And then the other ones were just my weightlift trainer, Josh Rand, and I.
Okay.
At the gym. We've been doing that, or going to the gym and video here and there, just about every time we go. And you can tell that, the muscle is actually starting to build.
Of course.
Which...
That's great.
It's about time, if you ask me.
He's got to lost 40 pounds or something. But since I first met him, that huge gut when I first met him.
No kidding.
Wasn't that huge?
It was huge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? I
Yeah.
can't even picture you being obese.
No, I wasn't exactly
I
obese.
wasn't obese, but
Well,
But, I mean, I was
Yeah.
borderline there. Like,
Yeah.
when...
goitery in the belly. I got you. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause-
I've been there. I know what it's like.
Before we started training, I stepped on the scale, and it legitimately said 228.3 pounds.
Okay. Well, for your height, though, I mean, you're like 6'3" or something, around something like that. aren't you?
About a little about 6'1".
6'1"? Well, I mean, I think certainly over 200 is probably right for your height.
Yeah.
I'm only 5'7" and a quarter, and I was over 200 when I was 14, so I know, and that was not fun. Yeah, I'm a vegan, so that
Yeah.
part of my deal is I eat no meat at all. I've been a vegetarian. The 40th anniversary is coming up in 11 days. I turned vegetarian July 30th of 1982. And I'm going to tell you, I feel pretty good.
No, you look good.
Thank you. Yeah, we try. And of course, I don't have a hectic life with children or anything like you do. But if you're happy with that, I mean, it works for a lot of people.
Right.
Okay. Now, speaking of your family, are any of them involved in acting too?
I mean, eventually I would like to get them involved, but...
How young are your kids? They must be pretty young, right?
Yes, my oldest is 7,
Yeah,
and
young.
my youngest is 4.
Right, okay.
And it's funny with my youngest, ever since I started training with Shawn, I swear, he's my little mini-me. Like, both of them, they have their things that remind me of me when I was their ages.
Okay.
But my youngest, Steven, he'll just run up to me and, like, start throwing arms at me, and I'm like, what the heck are you doing? He goes, I'm practicing just like you, Daddy. I'm like, okay, that's not how Daddy practices. But, I mean, you're adorable anyway, so.
That's right. That's the way to do it.
Right.
Well, he's emulating you. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, no, definitely not.
Yeah, that's great. Okay.
I usually go to them when, like, I'm trying to figure out what project I want to do next, because it's just, like, my brain, 1,000 miles a minute. Sean's probably getting sick and tired of his phone going off every 2 seconds because of my ideas. So, you know, I'll have them choose my ideas, and then they're like, Daddy, when you're done with this one, can, like, and they'll throw out an idea for a project that they want me to do.
Your kids come up with ideas too?
Oh yeah, like my oldest is really into Thomas and Friends, so like he wants me to do a Thomas the Train.
Oh, my nephew was into that too when he was little. Now he's 15 and he's tall. He's almost as tall as you are.
Yeah.
He's taller than me. I don't think he's probably about 5'11" now, 5'10", 5'11". So yeah, I know kids grow.
Oh
they
yeah,
grow fast.
They definitely do.
Yeah,
they definitely do. Like they're milestones. It's just like, wait a minute, weren't you just like in diapers like last week?
Yeah.
And now they're like 7 and 4, and it's like, what the hell?
I know.
So.
Well, what about your wife? Is she into the acting or this?
She is, but it's difficult in a way. Like she wants to be, but we both agreed just.
Well, it's not her thing.
It's not her thing to work with me.
I see. Oh, she wants to do it with other. Oh, interesting.
Which is I'm totally fine with that.
Okay.
Like I'm supportive with her on anything she does or wants to do. Exact same thing with me. She's been very supportive, and just really interested in this project compared to the last one that I tried doing.
Okay.
And it's not everybody's thing, but
right.
As long as people are supportive of each other.
Right.
That's the main
matters,
thing.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
That matters, and it's not always easy too, because I know you got things going on, and sometimes you can't always do what you want to do if you got committed to one thing and you got something else going on. Things get in the way constantly.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. All right. So what does she want to do? Does she want to act for a different filmmaker than you? Is that
she actually tried getting to audition.
You guys know who Bill McLean is?
Bill, I don't think so.
Really? Gary Hauger was in his film How to Kill a Zombie. Remember that?
Yep.
Okay. And I auditioned for that. I wasn't in it. I did get a role, but I was in there for maybe a split second. But we auditioned up at the Ramada Inn in Lewiston, which I'm sure you're familiar with if you live in Maine. Right. And Hauger was one of the. He was up there doing that. Plus, maybe you know this guy. What the heck is his name? I can't think of his last name. He was. Oh goodness, what was his? I can't think of his name, but he produced a film that Hauger was in and I was in up in Maine in 2013. He was a Facebook friend, but I can't remember his name. But he was a film director up in Maine too. Young and old. He was about 40 now, but I can't think of his name. If it comes to me, I'll.
Yeah, definitely. She did try auditioning for Hocus Pocus 2.
Okay.
But for some reason, the scheduling conflicted with our day-to-day life.
Oh, that can happen, right. Oh, okay, all right. Well, going forward now, aside from the Batman film, do you have anything else on the horizon?
I mean,
that's a little more, close in proximity time-wise to today.
As far as anything else, I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Like usually when I am working on a project, like that's my main focus from start to finish.
Okay.
And then it's like, all right, great, that one's done. Now what are we doing?
But now you got to wait. Yeah, but you still got a long way to go before this one's done. So there's nothing in between. Okay, so it's basically one cleft at a time.
Right.
Okay. All right. What's your regular job? I'm just curious.
I work at a Circle K.
A what?
A Circle K.
What's that?
A gas station.
Oh, okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Listen,
no, it's not.
People have to drive.
Right.
No. Do you repair cars too?
No.
Okay.
I do, however, my dad and I have this tradition of during the winter to strip a vehicle down all the way down to the frame of the vehicle
Okay.
and rebuild the vehicle on a new frame.
Cool. Okay. Well,
So,
that's something.
right. No,
Okay.
it definitely is. It just really stinks during the winter because it's cold out. And where my parents live, they don't have a garage outside.
Oh, really? In Maine?
Yep.
Oh, it's got to be colder in the winters.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely.
Not today, obviously, but
No.
you know. Okay. Well, do they know? Do they want to build a garage? Maybe the town would give them a permit if they ask.
Nah, because they've lived in that house for years now.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, all right, why?
Okay.
Why bother?
Yeah,
No,
you're happy with it the way it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good. All right. Have you ever done anything else like in entertainment? Ever done music? Ever played sports in school when you were in high school or whatever?
I mean, I used to play basketball
Okay.
and soccer for actually the Dover, New Hampshire Special Olympics.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But then I stopped because of college.
Where'd you go to college?
York County Community College.
York, Maine?
Yep.
Okay, I know. Right. Wow. What did you major in there?
Digital media.
Okay, and all right. So you're already kind of like inbred for filmmaking even then.
Yep.
When you were
Yeah,
in
no,
college.
it's something that I've been passionate about since I was 13.
Since you were 13, right?
Yep.
Exactly. Okay. Do you have any film directors that are that inspired you?
Oh, geez. Steven Spielberg,
Okay, there you go.
Tim Burton.
I was actually Spielberg fired me from his film, the very first one I was ever in 1997, Amistad, 25 years ago.
Oh, yeah?
I was a member of the House of Representatives in 1839, and the only reason he fired me, and it was his own fault, he said, we were doing a scene at the State House in Boston, and John Quincy Adams, played by Anthony Hopkins, had sort of dozed off, and so Spielberg was directing the scene, and he said, inquiries to his well-being, and I said, is he okay? And they go, hey, you idiot, they didn't say it like that in 1839, and he literally, he showed me up on the set, and then he fired me after, I was supposed to do 2 more scenes in Newport, Rhode Island the following Monday, and they cut me.
Yeah.
From Newport. That's where I got my costume. And so I know what it's like being on both ends of that spectrum, too.
Yeah. Right now,
What about Stephen King, a fellow Mainite?
Oh, yeah, no, I can sit through Stephen King flicks. Like, I'm not really into horror, but I can definitely sit during his films.
Of course.
And it's funny, too, because a friend of my wife's, she was afraid of Child's Play, the original Child's Play, when she was younger. And then at this movie theater up in my town called Smitty's, they used to do Throwback Thursdays, and we went to go see it. And she's like, I can't believe I was afraid of this movie when I was a kid. I'm like, yeah, it's not really that scary.
Okay, yeah, when you get older, you get a little more inundated with stuff, with reality.
Right.
Okay, so do you write every day for your, are you still, you're writing the script now for the Dark Knight?
Yeah, every night after my kids fall asleep, and it's just relaxed time between me and my wife.
Yep.
I'm 9 times out of 10 on my laptop.
Okay.
And she's watching TV, and then I look over at her at one point, and she's passed right out. I look at the time; it's like 10:30 at night.
Wow. Yeah. Well, that's not too late. I mean.
No.
Then you're ready to go to bed too.
Yep.
Okay. No, that's pretty cool. All right. So you've basically been a Manny your whole life, right?
Yep.
You started it there, and you've always been I guess you could say a down Easter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you live in Kittery, right in Kittery, or?
No, I live in
Berwick, maybe.
Close to Burke. It's called Sanford.
Oh, Sanford, sure. Okay, yeah. Okay. All right, small town guy doing this. All right, now eventually, do you plan to go to Hollywood, New York, anywhere else?
I mean, that's my main goal.
Okay.
It's just really one step at a time, seeing where this road takes me.
Right.
It's definitely has had its ups and downs, but
Dillingham, that's the guy I was thinking of. His name is Alan Dillingham, that director in Maine.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, okay, that's the guy I was talking about. All right, so that's what you're going to do. That was on the tip of my tongue for the last 20 minutes, and it finally came to me. All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
And I remember just a couple weeks ago, my wife's cousin-in-law, she's like, what is your end goal with this project?
Yep.
And I never really thought of it, and then my wife was like, well, I wasn't going to tell him. I was going to surprise him, possibly get it on a platform, something like Hulu or Netflix.
Okay.
And,
You still got a long way to go. You got
oh
to
yeah.
yes.
But I mean, for
Can't
me,
put the cart before the horse, to use an ages-old cliche, obviously.
Right.
Right.
I mean, just for me, it was like throw it on YouTube. I mean, like that's my main, like
Well, start with YouTube, right? Exactly.
right. Start with YouTube, and if it goes further than that, then
you're moving along. Exactly.
exactly.
Okay.
But no, I definitely do have a long road. Not just writing or casting. Like Shawn said, we have a lot of training to go through.
Okay, and that's something you do every day in the morning?
No,
or pretty regularly anyway?
pretty regularly, yeah.
Okay, well, how regularly?
At the moment, we're meeting up like once a week.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, we train for at least 2 hours.
Okay, you're talking about with the stuff for the stunts, right?
Right.
Okay, and that's at a dojo up there, or in New Hampshire, or Maine, or somewhere?
Actually, no, it's at an
Your house?
open field park.
Oh, okay.
In Portsmouth?
Prescott Park.
Prescott Park in Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Oh, okay. All right, so it's an outdoor thing.
Yep.
Yeah, for now.
And it-
It's nice out.
Real quick, Shawn, what have you been doing differently since I last saw you besides this? Anything else going on? I want to make sure
Nothing too exciting. I guess got some of my private students.
Okay.
That's it. I do them,
For
and
your MMA stuff?
I'm getting kind of old for that. I just teach now.
That's what I mean. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I mean.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've turned 50. Congratulations.
Yeah, well, thank you,
Yeah,
thank you,
big
yeah.
50. I love that number. It's
Yeah.
a long time ago for me. Well, guess what, guys? We're down in the final 5 minutes of the show. We made it go by.
Nice.
So, like, what I want you guys to do is look at the orange light camera there and give shouts out real quick to the people that are going to see it, because a lot of people are going to see the show. And then we'll wrap the show up the way we began it with my tunes right here. Right here.
Well, before we do,
Okay.
If you'd like us to come back for the project, I will make sure that you are the one that gets the exclusives.
Guess the what?
The exclusives. You're
Well,
the
here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you, if you have any other actors that I haven't had on the show, and if you're having a good time with me, I'd like you to send them
Oh,
to
yeah.
me. And we'll get them on either here or at some other location by Zoom. If you
Yeah.
have pretty girls, preferably in person somewhere. Obviously, that's
I
what
mean, this is like the first project I've actually had a handful of girls. So
sounds good to me, man.
exactly, like the
Okay.
last project I did, we had like a female here and there, and
Yippee.
the rest was just a bunch of guys, and I'm just like,
Well, yeah, okay, but you're married. I'm not.
Well, I mean, I wasn't married then.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Well, I'm still not. All right.
So I would like to shout out to the cast and crew. You guys know who you are. I appreciate every second you guys have been doing. My work family, you guys have been supportive of me being here, giving me the day off. Thank you, Jamie. My friends, family, my boys, my wife, who, I wouldn't be down here unless you gave me the okay, because you're just lovely. And you got anybody else?
I'm good. You covered it all.
Okay.
You got
All right.
it.
Well, all right. Great job, guys. And again, if you have anybody, that you think I should interview, send them my way. We'll do it.
Cool.
Get my
Absolutely.
dicks.
Awesome.
All right, folks, in Wayham and wherever else. Good. There we go. Good to see you again. We'll be back to more shows this summer, and have a good one. Take care. See you till then. Bye bye. There we go.
Harrison spells Harrison. Harrison.
Great job. You still got it.
Hey.